Okay, let's understand blockchain in a broader way. Okay, suppose there is a user. Okay, bridge is an user who will interact to the blockchain network through a wallet. Wallet is just a storage that stores the digital ID of bridge through which he will log in, or through which by which other nodes in the network identify bridge that he is a user. Okay, wallet can be different kinds: hardware wallet, software wallet, or sometimes also known as hot wallet and cold wallet. There are different categories. Okay, what suppose bridge wants to send some money to his friend. Okay, Mohan, worth of 200 rupees. Okay, he will create this transaction and he will submit this transaction to the mempool as a transaction pool. So similar to the bridge, there are several other users of the network. They also create the transaction and submit it to the mempool. Then there is another identity in the network known as miners. Miner's job is to create the blocks. Okay, it may be possible there are 3, 5, 4, or n numbers of miners in the network at a time, or it may be possible all the nodes available in the network are minor, or some of them are minor. Sometimes it depends upon the complexity of how they are mining, how the mining is working. There's a good concept for mining. There is a concept of consensus protocol. You may heard about proof of work and proof of stake and delegate proof of stake and proof of there are several other things. Proof of presence is one, and there are several other options. Generally, you have heard about proof of work and proof of stakes. Proof of work is used introduced by Bitcoin. It's the initial or the core mining we can say protocol, consensus protocol. And now slowly the Ethereum was also started with proof of work, but due to the power consumption and other kind of issues, it is shifted into the proof of stake. Okay, as we are seeing in the bigger picture, we will not go in deep of this about this consensus protocols, but they use what a miner does. He collects some of the transactions from the mempool and start mining them. Mining is the process of solving a puzzle. Okay, solving a puzzle. That puzzle is in case of proof of work, it is solving a hash problem. Okay, to create a hash pattern defined by the network, which is known as difficulty. It's sometimes it is like the output, the block hash that you will create should contain three zeros. Starting after that, it may be contain any number of any number of any alphabet. Okay, so this is difficulty. So a miner need to create a block using one number known as nonce. Okay, nonce in such a way that if it includes the previous block address. Okay, he has to be careful about that. He is creating a new block, so he must know the previous block hash. So he has to include previous block hash. Suppose it is a hash pre, then he has to include that hash pre in the new block. Okay, and also match the block difficulty of that particular network. And after creating that particular block, he will broadcast the newly created block for validation in the network. Okay, it may be possible some other block creator miner also have broadcasted a new block. So there are some validators or nodes who validates whether the transactions kept inside that particular block are valid or authentic or not. They check it by using Merkle tree tracing, or checking the Merkle tree whether it is working, or whether it is a correct one or not, or maybe if any whether any malicious transaction has been included by the miner or not. They will check and authenticate, or sorry, they validate the block. After validation, the block validation is kind of voting. They vote for each new block submitted. Not everyone, whosoever got the blocks first, they vote for it. Okay, it may be possible. Suppose here is a validator A, B, C, and D. Suppose validator A and B gets that particular block first. They vote for it. Then the validator D got that particular block. He also vote for it. Then this validator C got this block. He also vote for it. Then they come up with the majority voting. The voting is for some limited time. There is a time boundation. Okay, time boundation is there, and they check which block has the highest vote. The highest voting block wins, and that block is then considered as a new block, and that block is again broadcasted into a network as a new block, and all other members in that particular blockchain, they update their ledger with that particular newly accepted block. Okay, this is a broader way of how a blockchain works. And there is a one more question that you can understand, you can learn. If a user node is not active, that means if a node, we can say node X, who is not online during that particular updation, so how he will get that particular block? His If it is he is offline and his ledger is old, then there is a rule that if a node who is joining to the network with old blockchain must accept the newly updated blockchain or ledger of the network. That means after that updation, he must accept the newly updated one, new one. That means whenever he joins after disconnection, he has to accept the newly available ledger in the network. Okay, there's one more point, one good point. Okay, one more good point is that suppose validator A, okay, also they all submit the blocks. Suppose validator A, B, and C, validator A and B, sorry, A and B are agree that the block submitted by miner, block submitted by miner alpha is the valid one, and at the same time block D and C are saying it's a beta, the block submitted by the beta is the right one, and there is a conflict in between these two groups. This is group 1 and group 2. In such case, if the conflict is not, if they are not able to resolve the conflict, then this case they will create two branches of same network. This is known as forking. Okay, means the creation of different branches from a core chain. Okay, now they will create a different blockchains. They actually add alpha as their original block, and they will add beta as their original block. After that, the entire network, or we can say the new network will be created after that. Okay, and both the networks are independently, means there is a case with Bitcoin. Now there is a two branches of Bitcoin. One is Bitcoin and the other is classical Bitcoin. Okay, so classical Bitcoin. So you can understand this forking sometimes may lead to some kind of a problem, and sometimes because of problem they create that particular forking. It may be sometimes the upgradation of hardwares, or upgradation of hardware, or some now forking are backward compatible. This is known as soft forking, and those forking which are not backward compatible, they are known as hard forking. And in some case, some block hard forking is example of hard forking is, suppose one blockchain is working. Okay, let's clear it out. Okay, suppose there is a one blockchain whose block size is m, and the people, the nodes want to change it. So there is a bias or there is a conflict, and that leads to generation of another block, or they want to upgrade it to the m bar. Okay, in this way what they will do, there are some people who still want to mine the block with m size, and there are some people want to mine a new block with new size m bar. In this way they will create two different branches. One branches where they will create m size blocks, another with m bar. Okay, to resolve the conflict, or to satisfy both sides. Okay, and in this way sometime this can be a backward compatible. That means it is possible to trace back. In some cases it is not possible, means hard forking, that entire new chain is created from that. Okay, there are several other terms and terms to use. I hope now you at least got a basic understanding how blockchain works. Thank you.